The life lesson from Henry Ford. What a man born in 1863 can teach you about building something that lasts. Henry Ford, he was broke at 40. His first two companies failed. His own investors tried to push him out of the company that bears his name. And yet, Henry Ford changed the entire world. Not just cars, the way factories work, the way workers get paid, the way ordinary people think about what they deserve. He changed all of it. But here's what nobody teaches you about Henry Ford. It wasn't genius, it wasn't luck. It wasn't being in the right place at the right time. It was a set of beliefs that he refused to give up on. Today I'm going to give you 7 of them. 7 lessons from Henry Ford's life that are just as sharp as today as they were as 100 years ago. Let's get into it. Lesson number 1. Failure is just data. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Ford's first company, the Detroit Automobile Company, collapsed in 1901. His second company failed shortly after. By the time Ford Motor Company launched in 1903, Henry Ford was 40 years old. Most people would have quit. Actually, most people quit after one failure. Ford had 2, he kept going. But here's the part that matters. He didn't just keep going blindly. He studied what went wrong, he adjusted, he came back with a sharper version of the idea. Failure only ends your story if you decide it does. Every setback is telling you something. The question is whether you are listening. Lesson 2. Don't ask what people want, ask what they need. If I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. You have probably heard this one, but most people hear it wrong. They think it means ignore your customers. That's not it. Ford wasn't dismissing people's needs. He was going deeper than the surface request. People said faster horses. What they actually needed was to get somewhere faster. Ford solved the real problem, not the stated one. The customer tells you some symptoms, but your job is to diagnose the disease. This is true in business, it's true in relationships, it's true every time someone tells you what they want. And you have to figure out what they actually need. Go deeper always. Lesson 3. Simplicity is a superpower. Nothing is particularly hard if you divide it into small jobs. The assembly line didn't just build cars faster. It broke an impossibly complex thing down into small, repeatable steps. Each worker did one job, one focused task over and over. The result? Ford went from building a car in over 12 hours to building one every 93 minutes. He didn't find smarter works, he didn't find a magic material, he just broke the problem down. Think about the things in your life that feels overwhelming right now. The business you're trying to start, the degree you're trying to finish, the health goal you keep pushing back. You don't need a breakthrough, you need a smaller next step. Break it down until the next action is obvious. Then do that one thing. Lesson 4. Pay people well and they will make you rich. A business that makes nothing but money is a poor kind of business. In 1940, Henry Ford made a decision that shocked the business world. He doubled his workers' wage overnight from $2.34 a day to $5. Other business owners called him insane. Newspapers said he was destroying capitalism. Here's what actually happened. Worker turnover dropped to almost 0. Productivity shot up. The best workers in Detroit lined up to work for Ford. His own workers could now afford to buy the cars they were building. He didn't just pay people well, he created his own customer base. Ford understood something most people still miss today. How you treat the people who work for you is not separate from your business strategy. It is your business strategy. Lesson 5. Thinking is the hardest work there is. Thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason why so few engage in it. Ford had almost no formal education. He left school at 15. He built one of the most valuable companies in American history. How? He thought. Not reacting, not following, not copying what the next guy was doing. He sat with the hard problems until he understood them. We live in a world that rewards busyness, looking productive, staying in motion, filling every minute. Ford would say that's a trap. The most valuable thing you can do is slow down long enough to actually think. Think about where your business is really going. Think about whether the path you are is on the one you actually choose. Think about what you are building and whether it is worth building. Most people never do this, and that's your edge. Lesson 6. Vision without execution is hallucination. You can't build a reputation on what you are going to do. Ford was a visionary, but he was also obsessive about execution. He didn't just dream about putting a car in every American driveway. He redesigned his factory floor. He sourced cheaper steel. He built his own rubber plantations and coal mines to control cost. He made the vision happen. See, dreams are cheap. Execution is everything. How many ideas have you had that never left your head? How many plans did you write out, feel great about, that never start? Ford would have zero patience for that. He believed a mediocre idea executed brilliantly beats a brilliant idea executed poorly every time. Start something this week. It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be real. Lesson 7. Obstacles are the way. Obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goal. When Ford was trying to build the Model T, his engineers told him it was impossible. The engineers he wanted, a V8 block cast in a single piece, couldn't be made. Ford told them to keep going anyway. They tried for a year, nothing worked. He told them to keep going. They tried for another year. On the third year, they cracked it. The thing that couldn't be done became one of the most iconic engines in the automotive history. Ford's belief was simple. The obstacle is in the way. The obstacle is the way. Every time you hit the wall is protecting something valuable on the other side. Most people turn back. The one who don't are the one who changes things. 7 lessons from a man who broke at 40, changed the world by 60. Let me leave you with one that ties all of them together. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Ford built his empire on belief. Belief that failure was a feedback. Belief that simplicity beats complexity. Belief that taking care of people is a good business. Believe that every obstacle has a solution. You just haven't found it yet. The question is what you believe about yourself, about what's possible, about whether you're the kind of person who's keep going. Henry Ford was. Are you?